We're going to do a little experiment today. We're going to do a water drain test and compare Grit Army compression socks with another very popular compression sock in the OCR community that's very good quality. But we're going to see how they drain. Obviously, that's a pretty important thing when you're running obstacle course races and you're running through mud and water. You want the water to drain out pretty quickly. You do not want to be running with waterlogged socks. Now, it's not the most important aspect of the sock, but it is pretty important. We could have something super thin that doesn't really hold water, something as thin as pantyhose, right? But you don't want to run a race in that because it's just not going to be much protection. It's not going to protect your legs. It's not going to be good cushion in your shoes versus socks like these that have very good cushion, very good padding. So we're going to see how well they drain. So I have my son here and we're going to time them, see how much water can go through at a certain amount of time, and then we're going to measure in these measuring cups and see just how much water we have. All right, so let's start with our first sock. So I'm going to hold them over our measuring cup. We have the same amount of water in these bottles. All right, so I'm going to open it up. All right, Mike, if you'll start the clock when I tell you, and begin. Still draining. Let it go to like a drip to where most of the water has already drained out. And still dripping pretty fast. Now let's stop right there. All right, so that was what, about 36, almost 37 seconds. Show them how much time was there. All right, looks like we have right at 400 milliliters in our container there. Did make a little bit of a mess. All right, let's try it again now. All right, so you can clear our clock. Get our new bottle of water. Now we have the Grit Army compression socks. Again, we'll open it up. Get our bottle of water, and ready, begin now. So draining. And pretty slow drip. Go ahead and stop. 20 seconds, almost 21 seconds. All right, and we'll lay our sock down. Now, if we'll look at our containers here, we have 500 milliliters in this one and 400 in this one. You can see, spin it around. So an extra 100 milliliters of water drained out of the Grit Army compared to the other popular sock. Now I want to do something else. I'll be right back. I'm going to dump this out. Now let's wring the socks out and see how much water we get. All right, let's start with the popular sock. See a good bit of water still coming out. Okay, got that pretty much all the water out. Now we'll get the Grit Army. Let's try to do the same. And I'm squeezing as pretty hard as I can, and that's about it. There is hardly any, if you can see, just barely, and there is actually a good bit in this one. So as you can see from our experiment, the Grit Army socks drain faster, more water drained through quicker, and less water was retained within the sock versus The popular sock, still pretty waterlogged, and you could see that not as much water came out, and it came out a good bit slower. Again, not the most important factor by far, but it is pretty important.